Well, so my goal was originally to be at $10,000 months by June, and we weren't quite there because still working a full-time job. But then it was like I had been putting everything in place, and then we hit it in August. And so I had 4 done for you clients where I'm like managing their accounts for them, doing all of their content creation, scheduling, engagement, strategy, like the whole kit and caboodle. And our price packages were different then than they are now. But they range anywhere from like $550 a month to like $2,500 a month. And I had a good mix. And then I had a website consultation that I had done for a friend who is also an SLP and wanting to revamp her website. And so I basically just went in and like just really cleaned up and organized all of the copy on her website and made it more consumable. I love from StoryBrand marketing, they talk about like if people have to burn calories to consume your content, you want to make it super easy for them and not like they're doing 50 burpees to get through your website.
I gotta say that's one of my favorite takeaways from when I did my StoryBrand workshop with Donald Miller and his team in Nashville a few years ago. Exactly that. It always resonates and always sticks in my head. Help people burn the least amount of brain calories that they need to understand your message. And that's why clarity of messaging is so important, so much more important than being catchy or being clever. Clarity is always key. So I am so glad that you brought that point up.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. And it really, I feel like that takes the pressure off of you as the creator to come up with this like witty, clever thing. And, you want to have some of that, but using clarity as like your main goal. I love that. And for all the reasons. But yeah, so I was doing that for a website client. And then I had also brought on my very first coaching client. And now we have several, and like I'm finding that I really, really love coaching because it's a form of teaching, which is a lot of what we do as speech pathologists too, is like you're giving the patient or the student the information and like showing them how to implement that in their everyday life whenever we're teaching those strategies for them. And so I love that about coaching too. And so that's the breakdown of like what that month looked like for us. We had the done for you clients, we had our very first coaching, and then we had a website consultation also.
That's incredible. I think it's so helpful to hear. To a point, like almost looking at the books of another small business, right? Because I think I'm sure you can agree too. When I was starting out, it was difficult to get people to want to share information, to want to be transparent about how they were making money, what they were charging. And I really believe in the power of sharing information, of lifting each other up by saying, hey, like here, take a peek at like what I'm doing. And if you can apply this to your business, or if you can go negotiate a higher rate or whatever it is to grow your business, I think knowledge is so key to helping us unlock our next level of growth. So thank you for being brave and for sharing behind the scenes of what your $13,000 month looked like. And what's so incredible is that 13K month in August. You came to us, you joined Cubicle to CEO, I think around March of that same year, right? So March of 2021. And your business, if I remember correctly, was in a very different place when you joined us at that time. And I would just love for you to maybe take us, down memory lane. Where was your business at when you joined in March? And why did you choose to join Cubicle to CEO? What made you take the action right then to start?
So I'll be very, very transparent with this one. In March, whenever I started, our current income as a business was $955 total.
Wow. That growth, Sarah, that is mind blowing. Okay. By the way, thank you for that transparency. I celebrate your transparency. And I think that you're going to reach so many people today who are listening to this who need to hear that it's possible for them, even if their business is in a place where they're still kind of feeling in survival mode, even if they're wanting to reach a level that seems unattainable right now. Listen to Sarah's story, guys. Like, this is real. This is a real life story of a real life business. So anyways, I won't interrupt anymore. Continue
No,
on.
you're fine. I love that though, because I think about this a lot. Like, I am a first generation college student. I grew up very I'll just say very poor in Oklahoma. And like, to be poor in Oklahoma by Oklahoma standards, where the cost of living is already so low, it's a very different place than like what my business is at right now. And that mindset shift that I have had to really work at is huge. And like, my business would not be where it is if I hadn't done that work. But to consider that, like, it's possible to make 13,000 plus a month. If I like hadn't had you talking about, that 10K months are possible and here's how you can make it happen. Like, you just don't know, like, I wouldn't have known that was possible. Like, I really, really encourage anyone to be transparent about it, because, $13,000 months are just the beginning for me. I truly, truly believe that. But if you would have told Sarah, who was signing up for Cubicle to CEO, and like, I remember sitting on my couch and like putting in my credit card information and being like, oh my God, this is such a big investment. And now I'm like, that's nothing. Like, but just knowing, seeing other people's stories and like seeing what really is possible, it allows you to like step into the mindset of like, this is possible for me too, not just for everyone else. So I love that you are so transparent on the podcast, and, you share all of your detailed numbers. And I feel like that is such an inspiration to so many people. And, if there are people listening who feel like $10,000 months are just not for you, maybe for everyone else, but like, they're not possible for you. Like, it's possible for everyone.